The new European Union leadership, including the European Commission and the European Parliament, will have to face the major challenge of a possible EU entry of Ukraine and countries in the Western Balkans. While nobody can predict the date when these countries could join, there are some suggestions that by 2030, some of these countries could be ready to join, in which case the next multi-annual financial framework of the EU, which will start in 2028, will have to provide provisions for these new members. Our calculations suggested that if the current EU budget rules will remain the same, then funding for Ukraine would be about 19 billion euros per year, which is a sizable amount, but it's also not an extraordinarily large amount. Compared to various spheres, this would not change current net beneficiaries of the EU budget in Central and Eastern Europe to net payers. That will not be the case, but still it will be a considerable amount that the EU has to put aside. But it's very important to emphasize that even if some EU money goes to Ukraine, the EU would greatly benefit Ukraine's EU membership, both directly, because, for example, some current EU companies from Germany, Poland, Austria, and elsewhere would participate in EU-funded projects in Ukraine. This means, more employment in Poland, Germany, Austria, and other current EU 27 countries. Also, it means that these companies will make more profits, that they will tax at home, so domestic tax revenues in the current 27 countries will also be higher. Ukraine's entry will also create a greater single market, offering lots of opportunities. And also it would offer lots of investment opportunities for current EU firms. We could recall what happened after the 2004 big enlargement. Many Western companies invested in the new EU member states in the East, and they made huge profits from such investments. So it was good also for the existing EU members, but it was also good for the new EU members. Nevertheless, the new EU leadership will have to prepare for that, have to prepare for the EU budget implications, and also not only for Ukraine, because some countries in the Western Balkans, like perhaps Montenegro or North Macedonia, might also be in a position to join. So the next EU multi-annual financial framework must be ready to accept new members to the European Union.